The Room 13 Files. Out in the dead center of Australia, there's a patch of desert where the sun burns white and the air feels heavy with silence. A place so far from anything that you'd think nothing could hide there, but it does. It's called Pine Gap, officially a joint defense facility. Unofficially, it's one of the most secretive intelligence outposts on Earth. Born in the thick of the Cold War, Pine Gap was a marriage of necessity between Australia and the United States. Washington wanted a listening post with an unbroken view of the sky, far from Soviet interference. Canberra. Well, Canberra wanted the protection and the secrets that came with American partnership. Construction began in the late 1960s, cloaked in vague promises of space research. Locals were told it had something to do with satellites, and technically, they weren't wrong. Pine Gap became a nerve center for intercepting Soviet missile tests, tracking submarines, and tapping the invisible web of communications that spanned the globe. Its antennas could hear whispers between Moscow and the Kremlin's farthest outposts, and just as easily track an aircraft somewhere over the South China Sea. But here's the thing about secrets. They're never as neat as the people keeping them want you to believe. The deeper you dig into Pine Gap, the stranger it gets. Satellite photos show massive radomes, giant white spheres hiding the dishes inside from preying eyes. To the untrained observer, they look like golf balls scattered in the desert. To an intelligence analyst, they're ears that can hear phone calls, faxes, encrypted signals, and even radar sweeps from halfway around the planet. During the Cold War, Pine Gap's feeds were vital to monitoring Soviet nuclear tests. Today, they're plugged into the Five Eyes Alliance, the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, quietly trading more information about the world's communications than any one country could collect alone. But that silence around Pine Gap? It's deceptive. Former workers have hinted at underground levels, accessible only by freight elevators and armed checkpoints. No phones, no cameras. Some even claim you could walk for minutes at a time through featureless corridors before seeing another human being. It's not just espionage buffs who take an interest. Local Aboriginal communities have long held that the land where Pine Gap sits is spiritually sensitive, and that disturbing it invites bad luck, or worse. Whether you believe in the spiritual warnings or not, the fact remains. Pine Gap is guarded more fiercely than some nuclear facilities, and almost nothing about its day-to-day work makes it to the public. Over the years, Pine Gap has slipped into the conspiracy world like it was built for it. UFO sightings? Check. Locals swear strange lights dance in the night sky above the facility. Some claim to have seen craft that make no sound, shifting direction without slowing. Technology no human pilot should survive. Shadowy flights? Check. Satellite images have picked up aircraft landing on Pine Gap's private airstrip under total radio silence. And then there are the whispers about deep black projects, operations so secret they're buried under multiple layers of classification. If you think Area 51 has legends, Pine Gap has its own, just without the tourist gift shop. It's been linked, fairly or not, to drone strikes in the Middle East, to targeted assassinations, even to mass surveillance programs revealed in Edward Snowden's leaks. Australia's government says it's all about defense and intelligence sharing. Critics say it's a foreign base on Australian soil, operating with more loyalty to Langley than to Canberra. Both could be true. And in the world of Pine Gap, truth and lies are sometimes separated by nothing more than the right security clearance. Pine Gap doesn't show up on tourist maps. You won't find signs pointing to its gates. And if you drive too close, you'll be met by a checkpoint where the smiles are polite. But the rifles are very real. In the end, Pine Gap is more than a base. It's a reminder that even in the most remote corners of the Earth, the Cold War never really ended. It just changed shape. They don't want you looking too close. But if you're with us, hit like, leave a comment, subscribe before they pull the plug. This is Room 13 Files, and Pine Gap, File 008 closed.